Hello everyone, this is Mr. Alberonen here again, and I've had a pretty long day, and I just had a nap, and I woke up, boom, Bridget. Bridget trailer, Bridget starter guide, Bridget coming out tomorrow? Like, Oxus, hold your horses, what's going on? How come you're giving us everything in like 2 hours? What happened? I don't know how reveal stuff works, or what's good or bad, but this was a surprise, and I'm not complaining. It's cool getting all this awesome stuff for a character at once. And at least I don't have to wait for long to actually get our hands on the character. Bridget looks pretty awesome. I don't know too much about him, but I know a little bit about the backstory, and I've seen his design a few times from clips and stuff, and I think he looks really, really cool in Strive. So we're gonna take a quick look at the trailers, what we get to see in it, and then also the starter guide, since we have that at basically the exact same time. So, big buttons, interesting setups with yo-yos that can be kind of setups in different ways, whether it's a setup for movement or a setup like in the general Oki sense where it's just a delayed hit. Really, really cool looking stuff. So setting out the yo-yo, anti-airing, comboing into stuff thanks to the yo-yo recall, and they've got a command grab, which is pretty awesome. Huge buttons. I like how much they're proud of the walking animations. That DP's really flashy too, I like it. And this, okay. The one thing about Bridget is that he looks really, really cool and his animations all look amazing. Except for I'm still iffy about the overdrives. Both of them are a little bit, like, slightly wonky in my opinion. Where were they? Wait, so yeah, it looks really cool getting whatever... Mad the Bear. It's not Mad the Bear, that's bloody Enchantress from DNF Duel. It has a name and I forget. We'll see in the starter guide. But look how cool he looks on his motorbike with his glasses and summons across the screen. It kind of works like Testament and Milia's. Apparently it's plus on block and stuff. But it just looks a little bit strange, right? Like, it looks really cool. It just doesn't do as much damage or have like the hit that I would expect it to. Like, it doesn't blast the opponent into the air or anything. Maybe I'm just too used to DNF Duel recently. How every hit blasts the opponent into the air, has 5-hour hard knockdown. But like, I don't know, it kind of just pushes the opponent away and that random fires on the screen. But the startup is cool enough to make up for it. And we don't get to see the other one here. The startup is really cool, but then the actual animation's like a little bit weird again, but come on. I'm not complaining. Bridget is a really cool character, and okay, let's just get to the starter guide, and I'll shut up and keep talking then. I really like how well Guilty Gear can implement characters that in other games would be considered like so weird or so strange. And it's just like totally normal in Guilty Gear. Like, yeah, this is Bridget. He's a badass yo-yo bitch. Like, what? Huh? Anyways, I'm gonna listen.
Working way in on the opponent with an arsenal of yo-yo tricks. Stop and dash. Bridget sends the yo-yo forward. The slash version sends the yo-yo directly in front of Bridget, with the heavy slash version traveling at a diagonal. The yo-yo later returns to Bridget's hand. The timing of the active frames changes, depending on the input used. The quarter circle forward input activates during the yo-yo's forward movement, while the quarter circle backward input activates while the yo-yo returns to Bridget.
Yeah, so basically, you can summon the yo-yo, it goes forwards, and it'll either hit the opponent on the way there, or on the way back, depending on how you do the input. But it's kind of counterintuitive to me. I thought they would, like, reverse what they've done here. So if you do down forward, it'll hit the opponent as it goes, or if you do down back, it'll hit the opponent as it comes back. And it's the slash and heavy slash that actually dictates whether it's going to be straight across or upwards as an anti-air. I thought, based on like any other game character in other games that I've played, that the down back would be what makes it go into the air. The down forward makes it go straight, and it would be the slash and heavy slash that dictate whether it hits as it goes forward or as it comes back. So I want to... that's how things usually work in games, right? Like, down forward, it makes things, you know, go ahead, or like half circle forward, whatever. But like down back, then you could do the upwards version, and you know, if you have different versions, you have it with the different buttons. But not the actual input changes how the attack hits, and not where it goes. I don't know, just a little bit weird, and I feel like I'm gonna mess up some inputs because of that.
Find the right one for Bridget moves.
Skip. Okay.
Throwing movement. Bridget moves to the yo-yo sent out with stop and dash, performing an attack. Holding down the button alters the timing of Bridget's movement.
So I think this is going to be like one of the more interesting things about Bridget's gameplay. So it's like this really weird movement and attack like built into one. I feel like it's going to be useful for like basically anything as after you've gotten the yo-yo set up near the opponent, like because you go forwards, you hit the opponent, so it's good for neutral and like getting your offense going, and you can also cancel out of it, so it's not too committal. It's very safe except for the slightly low startup. It'll be useful for combos because I think you can cancel the actual hit into buttons or use the hit to combo into things, like combo into the hit, then dash cancel into another hit, then have the yo-yo recall. It's gonna be really, really interesting, and I feel like that's what's gonna take the most time to get really figured out for the character, but I can't wait. Like, look, yeah, that's where all the juicy stuff seems to come from. So it goes for rolling movement on Oki, then hits a thing, goes for a jumping attack, could have maybe jumped or air dashed or something there to get more overheads, then the yo-yo recalls, gets a few more buttons. What was that? Oh yeah, just a bunch of buttons into command buttons and lovely yo-yo shenanigans. Oh, that was a yo-yo throw at the end. So the really cool DP, it's basically, it's a DP. It doesn't do too much damage actually, pretty low for Strive standards. But hopefully it's a fast startup DP to make up for it. It seems pretty good, has a great looking hitbox. Goes forwards and upwards. But yeah, it's punishable obviously. Now another really interesting movement and offense kind of attack, which seems to be kind of Bridget's shtick, I guess. Now that they've lost the like weird flying stuff that it used to do.
A lunging move with quick forward movement. Inputting back or forward during the lunge can control the movement speed to an extent. Break or shoot
to an extent. Bro, that what kind of extent are you talking about? It either goes like a meter or the whole damn screen. Just, you know, a little bit of change. Yeah. Okay, he's kind of slow at explaining this, but basically there's this follow-up, and then there's this other follow-up that does more damage, but it's punishable. Break is safe, and it stops going forwards, but this one, Bridget jumps in the air. We see in the trailer that you can go over like things like Amelia's haircut and go over things and get a nice juicy big counter hit combo, but yeah, it's not that complex. But it's cool that there's follow-ups to make it safer or do more damage, so there's, you know, a little bit more to think about. You can't be too brain dead doing something because you've got your follow-ups to remember.
Although it leaves Bridget vulnerable when blocked, this move deals more damage than break. Try using the right follow-up for different situations.
Yeah.
Roger dive. Bridget dives while holding
another aerial option, which is kind of, yet again, a movement and offense based attack. So it changes Bridget's movement and also hits the opponent. I imagine it's probably an overhead, but it's kind of like Vanguard's S and MS in the air in DNF Duel. Obviously, I'm going to reference that a lot since that's what I've been playing recently. But it changes the jump arc, jump trajectory, because Bridget kind of jumps up a little bit on top of the jump and then goes up before going down with Roger. Oh, that's the bear's name, Roger. So another option to change the movement as well as while you also go on offense and smack the opponent with a bear. And if you had a yo-yo set up a few seconds beforehand, you get a combo. I wonder if it automatically recalls the yo-yo or it just happens to be perfect timing for this example.
Rock the baby. An extremely damaging command grab.
I mean, extremely damaging. Have you played Strive, Mr. Commentator voiceover person, sir? Have you played Strive? That's like 3 pokes. That's a single. There's as much damage as a single grab into a OTG. It's still really cool, but insane damage. Come on.
Although, as a general rule, the mid-air version can only grab an aerial opponent, you can delay the grab timing by holding the button.
So that is actually really, really cool, really crazy, even kind of crazier than Grappler in DNF Duel, I believe, because this is a command grab that can be done on the ground. It moves forward a bunch, grabs the opponent, does a nice big chunk of damage. It's free as well, you know, unlike grappler, but also the aerial version is not only possibly an air-to-ground grab, which is super ridiculous in basically any game and was kind of crazy that grappler could do it, but Bridget can do that now, but also, if she doesn't hold it down, it's an air-to-air grab as well. So this grab does everything. You can either hold it down a little bit for an air-to-ground, or an air-to-air, or just a nice lunging command grab on the ground. That is wild for a big button setup footsie crazy movement character. Awesome.
If Bridget lands before the grab activates, Bridget performs a series of opponents. Loop the loop.
Loop the loop. So this is the overdrive we didn't get to see.
In coordination with Roger.
So like, yeah, it's kind of cool. It just like looks a little bit weird, right? Maybe I'm just tired, but like there's just a lot going on the screen. I can't even really tell what's going on. I think Bridget is spinning a yo-yo, and oh, now that I've paused it, I can see that the bear's doing a few punches on the floor as well. I wonder if it'll be range dependent on how much damage it does. Maybe if Sol is like over here, he would only get hit by the yo-yos and not by the teeny punches. I don't know if it's that deep.
It has fast startup, and you can go for big damage by using it in a combo. Return of the Killing Machine.
And then the badass one.
Enveloped in flames, charges toward the opponent in this powerful
And it can be done in the air as well. Ooh, that's cool.
projectile attack.
Neither Milia nor Testament can do that.
The attack tracks towards the opponent's location when the attack
And it goes towards the opponent. So it's like
the quick recovery
more cracked in its startup and aiming than Milia and Testaments, but less on the damage.
when blocked makes this move an option as a poke or in pressure, as well as in combos.
Jeez.
Bridget's bar standing slash, standing heavy slash, and jumping heavy slash have excellent reach, making them great tools at mid-range.
Look at that movement with massive buttons as well. Usually you don't get both of them in one character. As well as some setups.
When the yo-yo's out, you can try getting in with rolling movement. Jumping attacks during rolling movement come out fast, making it difficult for the opponent to deal with, and giving Bridget a big advantage in neutral.
Damn, Geo's 2D even works in Bridget's own trailer.
Then throwing out an attack is also a strong option. Once you're in,
Looks like a pretty decent dust activation as well. Okay, let's quickly look at this again. What do we see?
well as in combos.
He doesn't really talk about them a bunch in these videos because it's more about special moves than normals. But so like that's a 2S that looks like a even better version of Ramlethal's.
Standing slash.
So probably fast slash into heavy slash, the ones that, you know, go outwards and towards the opponent like that, kind of scoops in. And then goes into the yo-yo throw, Baiken dodges it, but we don't know. I wonder if there's going to be a slight difference in animation that I haven't seen yet, whether you can tell it's going to hit on the start or the recall. Because if Baiken has backdash there, she doesn't know if it's going to come back and actually hit her, or if it was actually meant to hit her, but she dodged it. Like, does she just not know now? That would be interesting.
Slash. And jump
So is she just like scared of it coming back even if it's not actually going to hit her?
slash.
So like in that case, it didn't actually hit her.
Excellent reach,
Or maybe it just
making them
got
great
deactivated
tools
by Bridget, I don't know.
and jumping heavy slash.
Because it didn't really come back. But yeah,
Standing
buttons.
slash,
So more slash,
heavy slash,
heavy slash,
and jumping heavy slash.
crazy movement stuff, slash. And then see that one's different, so makes me think that like maybe there's some weird like kicks or some kind of command normal situation going on here. Maybe this is a stand K, because you can't cancel your standing slashes into like command normals unless Bridget is just an exception, or maybe this is a special move that wasn't spoken about. I don't know, but yeah, that's another button, and you can't do buttons that aren't heavy slash off of your fast slash. So I don't know what this is. Maybe Bridget can command normal off of other things. Maybe that's going to be a universal update, or maybe this other button beforehand was just a crazy ass kick normal. I don't know.
Making them great tools at mid.
A crazy jump slash that can be done so low to the ground thanks to that rolling thing, which is really, really awesome.
Once you've interrupted the opponent,
So there was like another fast slash. Okay, so that's clearly a kick into a 6K.
sending out
Kind of very similar to, what's her name? Athena, I think,
the yo-yo
from KOF 15.
stop and dash. When the
And then that lets you do aerial specials as well afterwards.
You can
Really
try
cool.
getting in with rolling movement. Jumping.
That's actually really powerful because then you get an advancing command normal that you can cancel out of. So it will be awesome for throw baits and stuff like that.
attacks during rolling movement,
2k 2d, summon into the thing,
making it difficult
the recall hits, and then boom. Did a few shenanigans and you get the damage.
a big advantage in neutral.
Ooh. Oh yeah, so that thing that we saw before wasn't actually 2s, this is 2s.
Continuing your approach with rolling movement rather than throwing out an attack is also a strong option.
OTG into some crazy pressure, into a
Once
dust.
you're in, overwhelm the opponent.
Little combo with that, like, rolling thing, what was it called? Kickstart my heart? No, rolling movement. Yeah. Anyways,
Fast offensive.
that is Bridget. It's pretty late, and if Bridget's gonna be coming out tomorrow, I think I best
Baby to keep them on their toes.
ought head to bed and see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see some more Bridget stuff, and yeah. I'll see you guys all tomorrow when we're going ham on some Bridget content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you there. Bye.